Welcome to the Hello Lovely podcast. I'm your host, Christie Williams, and I teach women how to be themselves. As an exclusive life coach for women, I'll teach you how to manage anxiety, make decisions you're confident in, and stop beating yourself up. So let's get started. Hello, ladies. I'm going to dive right into this week's topic, how to be all in. There is a lot of information out there in your plan, in your goals, in your beliefs, just so much information. And if you try to access all of it, if you try to apply all of it, if you are trying to decide which one's the best plan for you and the best way to choose for your goal, you're going to feel stuck. You're going to feel confused. You may even feel completely overwhelmed. And what I want to do is use this podcast to give you the gift of being able to pop out of that. All the emotions that you have as you have in your goals are totally okay. I want you to know if you ever do feel overwhelmed, if you ever do feel stressed, that's okay. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. But having these tools helps to reduce that so you have a more balanced life experience. So instead of having 80-90% of negative emotion achieving your goals or just living your life, it's more like a 50-50. You don't have to be happy all the time. You can experience emotions and you have just really what you're looking for, like an emotional balance. And what does that really mean? It means it's a 50-50 split. So getting a 50-50 split is kind of deciding to be confident in what you're choosing. And it's kind of the flip side of what we hear. Usually we have to wait to be confident in something until we know it's right. Like for our weight loss plan or our goal plan or our business plan. That is what holds us back from taking action. It's the fact that we are waiting to make sure it's the exact right plan because we don't want to waste our time. But what's happening there is we actually are wasting our time waiting to see if it's right. What I'm going to teach you today is that when you pick a plan, you make it right. There are so many plans. All of them work when you look at them for which one do you want to apply for a lifetime. You look at a plan, not for a quick fix. I don't teach anyone to do anything in a quick fix. I want you to be able to create and live new long-lasting habits. That's where you really find joy and feel yourself in things, is not just doing something quickly to be done with it and then you still don't know who you are or how to keep your result. So when you're all in, you're committing to new habits for the long term. That's a great thing. And it feels really great and you feel super lined up with it when you choose to make it right for you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what that means. I'm going to talk a little bit about what it looks like in what I call a plan cycle when you doubt it's right, and then a plan cycle of when you make it right. One leads to feel like you're spinning in the same kind of actions without getting new traction and new result. And the other one is where you start making real changes in your results. You start actually creating new results. And the determining factor is not the plan. Thank goodness. I want you guys to know what good news this is, that you make your plan right for you instead of finding the exact right one. We'll talk about all of that today. So let's kind of go through what this looks like when you set a plan for a goal or something that you want to be all into. Initially, you're excited about a plan. You see that it's possible for you to reach this goal, whether it's weight loss, fitness, planning a vacation, starting a business, making money, maybe volunteering more. You get so excited because of the possibility there. You start thinking things like, this is going to be great and I can totally do this. And, for the first period of time in the beginning, while you're still sustaining those beliefs really about it, those thoughts about it, you maintain action. Notice that it's not because you're seeing results yet. Like the day you pick a plan and feel really excited and great about it, it's not because it's proven to you that it's working for you. It's because already at that point, you are seeing the possibility for yourself. I want you to really focus in on that before we even go any further. Focus in on that. You haven't changed anything in that moment when you pick a new plan except your mind. Again, such a good thing. This is a good thing to know. So let's go through the first plan cycle. This is the plan cycle regardless of what your goal is. This is the plan cycle that keeps you stuck. This is one that's automatic default. Couple things here. If you notice this is a plan cycle you have had for yourself, it's okay. It's totally okay. You know what it means? It means you're a human. So congratulations. Like, that's a wonderful thing to be a human. Okay. It's totally okay. Let's go through it and see how this is producing, keeping you stuck, and preventing taking action and results. There's 6 steps to this plan cycle. The first one is you're excited about the new plan and the possibility it will work. So it's like your first introduction to the new plan or your reintroduction to a plan you did in the past. 2 is that you start the plan, you actually start taking some action. So whether that's getting a business license, maybe buying some new food, cleaning out your cupboards, signing up for an exercise program, like you're actually starting to take actions. You feel good about it. There's no physical results yet, maybe no even monetary results yet, depending on what you're working on, but you are all in. That's in step number 2. Step number 3 is that old habits start to feel tempting. Now, what's interesting about the plan cycle is there is absolutely no timeline on this. I think that's valuable to know, is that there's not like this very tight period of time where after a week, a month. This plan cycle can be any period of time. I just want you to know how this is showing up for you so you can totally see it and what the brain is doing. So in 3, when old habits start to feel tempting, this is not because your ability has changed and not because you're not capable, but because your brain loves to keep doing things the way it's always done it. Your brain actually has that as part of its design to be super efficient and super safe. So how great it is that once we have habits we love, we don't have to overthink it. They just happen. But this is the case with old habits that we're trying to change too. What happens in step number 3 of this plan cycle is that you start questioning if it's going to work. This is simply because old habits start to feel tempting, okay? Step 4 is that you continue the plan. So you take some actions toward the plan. There's still some focus on the plan, but there is a higher level of doubt that it'll work. Notice the difference between step 1, which is the same exact plan, but in step 1, when you were excited about the plan, you were huge in possibility. The only change here is not the plan, it's your thoughts, your mindset. Step 5 is you start looking for a new plan or a way out. This one is so interesting because it's almost like we feel this part is super productive. We want to continue towards the goal. Of course, like optimally, we want to reach these results. So we don't want to quit on ourselves. So we start productively, quote unquote, looking for a new plan or a way out of this one. And then 6 is we either quit this plan or we start a new plan. It's kind of like that same thing, but what we are doing that we started in the original plan cycle comes to an end. So this is why this happens. We base our commitment to something depending on if we think it's working. As long as you think it's working or that it's worth it, you'll continue to work for your plan. And guess what? It works. As humans, we connect things working to very specific results in a very specific amount of time. That's totally okay. But it's good to have a set focus of your goal as the long term, because let's say, for example, that your specific time and specific results you were expecting don't line up, you won't make it mean that the plan's not working. You won't start doubting that a plan can work for you. Because what happens then is you start entertaining that doubt as if the doubt is important, when nothing is proving that the plan doesn't work except your thoughts about it. But this is, again, a jewel to know for you, is for all of us as women, is that doubt is an emotion. Just like bored, just like calm, just like happy, just like sad, doubt is an emotion. And what we feel in our emotions comes from what we think, a thought we think. For example, a thought such as, is this working, will make you feel what? Doubt. When you think this is working, I'm working for the plan, I'm working for my results, I'm committing to this plan, I'm going to prove this plan works for me, how do you feel? Differently. Nothing has changed. We're still sitting here. The plan hasn't changed. You haven't changed. What's changed is your intentional thought and direction. So the solution really is to find a plan you want to do for a lifetime, not for a quick fix. Not because it is the right plan for a lifetime, but it's just one you can see yourself choosing as the best one for you, and then start the process. You see yourself at the end result, and you recommit to yourself and the plan. Other people will have other advice. Sometimes that's not even with bad intention. Sometimes people are like, oh, you're doing that plan? Let me tell you about this one. It's so much better. But don't be tempted to flip-flop. Why? That halts your progress. It keeps you from taking action towards your results. Trust me on this. I'm going to give you the new plan cycle to show you the effect of the results. But keep owning that this is your plan. You don't have to prove it to anybody. You don't have to prove someone else wrong in their plan to prove that yours is right for you. When you keep owning that this is your plan, it will always work for you. Always. Why? Because you are working for you. You are working for your plan. It's a small shift. That's where it starts. You are all in when you decide at that point, at any point, I say that point, but at any point, that it is working. And you are working for the plan. You are working for yourself. Now, this may seem backwards. I get it. Like, wait, Christie, I don't want to do something that doesn't work. But that's the whole thing. When you say and think it's not working, or that it's possible it could not work, you stop putting intentional focus on it. That's why it feels so uncomfortable, because then what's happening in your brain is, instead of a focus, like in step number 1 in the plan cycle, indecision starts coming in. And instead of putting a stop to the indecision in a loving way, like, oh, of course I'm doubting this. I got this plan. The indecision starts. That was the other step in the cycle. So you may still be taking some action, but you don't believe it's going to work. And that affects your results. Trust me on this. That is why this entire episode is on this. This will change everything in your results, okay? So what you can do to be all in is a commitment to yourself and your goal. No matter what people say, no matter what results you get in the middle, you're all in. You own it. This is my plan. I cherish it. I don't do my plan and hate it. You invite yourself every day to cherish your plan. Oh, this is the one I picked. This is the one that's working. I forgot that for a second. That's okay. I decide that this is the perfect plan for me, not because it's the only one that would work, but because it's the one you are committed to work for your lifetime. It's like the spice of your life. It's like doing goals because they add spice to your life and create long-term results, not because they're fast, not because it's a quick fix. Using the illustration of a puzzle, you can pick a puzzle and hurry up and try to figure it out, but then it's done. And what happens? You put the puzzle back in the box. Doesn't matter which pieces go together first, you're going to finish the puzzle. If you doubt that you'll finish the puzzle or if it's doable, what's going to happen? You may leave the puzzle behind. But the puzzle is working when you are working for the puzzle. So the alternative to committing to the goal is trying a bunch of stuff and getting to only the first 2 levels of that first plan cycle. It really is compelling to switch because you already have disconnected from your current plan in your mind. And you want to feel the excitement and possibility again. Those first 2 steps of the plan cycle feel amazing, and we just always want to feel amazing. But again, remember, a balanced emotional life is 50-50. So half the time in your plan, you're going to be working hard, and half the time in your plan, you're going to love it. But here's the big secret. You guys ready? It's a big secret. The plan is not giving you that good, excited feeling inside, or that good, just comfortable feeling inside. You feel the possibility in the new plan because you're thinking something like, I can do this, this will work, and you are owning it. That is a repeatable process. In fact, in those moments when someone talks to you in steps 1 or 2 of your plan, you are so confident in owning it that someone may like say, "Oh, is that what you're doing?" And you're thinking, "Oh, yes." It's not because of the plan. It's because you are all in that moment in your brain, owning it so hard that this will work. That's exactly how you start getting new results. And you know what? You are totally allowed to do that over and over and over, believing it's going to work, seeing how it's possible, seeing how it's going to work. That is what keeps you getting results. Refocusing back to your next actions. You'll worry a lot less about how to do it. It'll feel a lot more natural, the next steps, when you already know it's going to work. Not because you have all the answers or you know exactly what your progress is going to look like, but because you just know you're committing to the plan. So when people even say, again, things like maybe you should change your plan, you own your commitment to your original decision. What? Yes, girl, yes. You can totally say something is not working, but why? That's your plan. That's the plan. That is your roadmap to your goals. So when you've already picked, so when you've already invested time in, the roadmap hasn't changed. You decided it wasn't working. That's where the new plan cycle comes in. You will love this new plan cycle. This is one that I highly recommend swapping out for any old plan cycles that will keep getting you results over and over and over again. You own your decision. Own it in your core. It's like a blend between commitment and certainty. It's good as done. Your goal is done. You become a lot less attached to how fast is this going to happen to just results are done. I'm going to get there. I can enjoy the journey and the process. So here's the new plan cycle. Step 1 and 2 are the same, and actually step 3 is the same too. Let's go through them. You select a plan with the possibility it will work. 2, you start the plan, feel good about it. No physical, material results yet, but you're all in, starting the plan, taking actions. 3, old habits feel tempting and you question if it will work. All right, you guys, this is where the plan has a swap out for the rest. 4, you recommit to your decision that this is the best plan for you and you are working for this plan. It will work. It is working. 5, you own it. You love your plan. You cherish your plan. You see all the reasons why it's working. Even if you have to write them down. You know, sometimes we have to do that with our brains because remember, what causes this cycle of doubt? Step 3, old habits feel tempting. Remember, that's not a problem. You just got to remind your brain, oh, hey, brain, we're not going default on these old habits anymore. I'm actually changing them. And it'll be like, oh, okay. I didn't know. So when you own it, love it, and see all the reasons why it's working, actually writing them down and, you know, seeing why it's working for you, the reasons why that you're choosing it's working for you will help your brain like reset your focus. And then 6 is you work your plan. You work for your plan. And you get results always. So up to number 3, they're pretty much the same. Your brain will crave old habits, not because they're better and not because they're right, but because they're almost automatic. Your brain is saying, can't we just sit down? Stop the madness. Let's just stay in bed and not do anything. There'll be a pull for that. And I want you to know that that's okay. That step 3 is going to be a part of the process. Don't let that derail you. That doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything about your ability, your capability, or your results coming. It's just that's going to happen. That's why I want you to see it on the new result plan. But step 4 right after that is that you pop in number 4 and recommit to your first decision. You guys, recommitting to your first decision will take you out of indecision. If you feel like you're indecisive in a lot of areas of your life, this new plan formula will help you create decisions you are confident in. And what you need to do here is that you own it. I'm working for my plan and myself. We're in this together. And instead of entertaining that a new plan, quote unquote, would be better, you own this is the best decision. You own this is the one you're working. You get to do that. You get to do that. You save the time it takes to switch and start a new plan. And more important than the time, you create the amazing skill of being all in to your commitments. It will make you so confident in your decisions. You will feel less indecisive. You'll know what to do. You'll know what you want. You'll know what it looks like to create results, feel questioning, and still recommit. Because you work for your plan. You own your decisions because they're the ones you are choosing. They will work because you have that level of commitment to them and yourself. If you want to have coaching through the term of your plan and be able to manage your emotions, commit to follow through, and feel super confident in making decisions, just go to MissChristieWilliams.com, schedule a consult. We will get started, girl, and we will be on the way. And congratulations in advance. You're going to get your results. Have a great week, you guys, and I'll see you soon. Hey, lovely. If you want to be more confident on the outside, you have to start on the inside. If you don't take time to create an amazing relationship with yourself, it will show up in every other area of your life. If you feel stuck or don't know how to be yourself, I invite you to work with me one-on-one. Go to MissChristieWilliams.com and sign up for a free call to join my 6-month program. That's MissChristieWilliams.com, and I'll see you in session.